What up, though? What up? What up? What up? What up? Party people in the building, in the place to be. What up, family? What's good, man? We in the chat. What up, chat? What's going on, chat? What is going on, chat? Can I get some DJ Horn in this thing? Man, let's go, man. Hey, man. We got a packed show. It's been a minute. I can't even lie to y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a few weeks since I've been live, man, but this is long overdue. I've been slammed with work. I'm telling y'all, my job been killing me, man. It's getting the best of me, man. I've been trying to keep the videos pumping, but these lives be tough. The lives are tough, but I appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I hope y'all got y'all taxes done. Yesterday was the deadline. I hope y'all got y'all taxes done. If not, I hope you found an extension. Do not play with the IRS. Do not play with the IRS. All right, don't play with them, guys. Do not play with the IRS, man. Do not. And I hope if you got your refund check, I hope you got it on time. I hope it wasn't no holdups. I hope everything went smooth. But make sure y'all do y'all taxes. Uncle Sam ain't playing. Uncle Sam ain't playing. We are a week away from the draft, man. A week away from the draft, dog. This is crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy. A week away from the draft. It came by fast this time. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because we played. I don't know if it's because we played until January. This year we ain't really started doing mock drafts until the season was over. Is that why? You know, I don't know. The offseason go by a little bit faster when your team go a little bit further. Ain't that right? But it just came by fast. And time jumped, and we're a week away. I just want to think it's a good plug for I will once again be doing the live stream for all 3 days of the draft, man. 3 days of the draft. I'll be doing it, man. I'll be doing it. So make sure y'all tune in for the draft show. Y'all know how we get down. It's a marathon and a sprint. But I will be once again joined by my guy, Carlo Moore from the pregame podcast, man. Shout out to my guy, Lo. We will be on the channel doing giveaways. I'm giving away one of these draft hats. How y'all like the draft hat this year? The draft hat this year, it's not bad. And I'm a little critical a lot of times. But look at it. It got the pin. Oh, wrong side. It's got the pin with the draft details. Draft 2026. You got the nice rubber and chrome on the Panther hat. You got the side silver of New Era. The back of the headband strap says Panthers. It's silver and chrome. And I like it. But the detail that people don't realize is the blue eyes on the inside, man. That's fire. The blue, I'm all about details, man. And them blue eyes on the inside are crazy. Just like the end zone. Just like the end zone, man. If you look at it through here, it's kind of fire, right? And so I'll be giving one of these bad boys away during the draft. I'll probably give away 2. Now that I'm talking about it, I'll probably give away 2 of them. So I need to go ahead and order another one so I can give it away. Of course, give away more hats, shades, other stuff. Carlos going to be giving away stuff. We'll see who else jumps on the stream. They may want a lot. They may want to give away some stuff as well. But the best part about these hats is they have a new fit. Last year, I don't even have my draft hat. Oh, here it is. Last year hat compared to this year's hat, I'm digging this year's hat, man. I'm digging this year's hat. And the thing about this is I got the golfer snapback, and it fits okay. Some of these, the 950 snapbacks, which is a lot of the times where the other snapback is, they hurt your head. They hurt your forehead. I got a weird shaped head. They hit your forehead. I got a stretch snap this year. I got a 970 instead of a 950, and man, it fits like butter. I might sleep in this hat, brother. Y'all, I might sleep in this hat. It feels good. So I'll be giving away these hats, man. Should we get some of that LeBlue? Yeah, we'll get some LeBlue for the first night. That night one, we'll get some LeBlue. We're going to be picking at 19, so we got to pace ourselves. We ain't going to be picking top 10 like usual, so we got to pace ourselves. But make sure y'all are tapped in with the channel. I will be doing another live I'm gonna try to get 2 in next week before the draft. Maybe early in the week to kind of prep. I'll do another one of these, breaking down more tape, and then I'll try to get at least one more. But I'm definitely gonna be dropping videos and short form content. So I'm all over that. All right, so let's get on to this stuff, man. Just real quick, Dan Morgan. He had his press conference. If you haven't heard, go check out my video. I reacted and broke down some of the nuggets from there. I'll be doing one more mock draft early next week as well before everything goes down, just get my final mock draft. But Dan Morgan dropped a lot of hints, talked about potential of wide receivers, talking about you may not necessarily need to draft for me. Draft for depth ain't necessarily a bad thing. And so it's just some different things that he talked about. I think that the biggest thing that we can expect for Dan Morgan, if we ain't learned nothing else about Dan Morgan, that brother is going to make a trade. This dude loves to trade. And from what it sounds like, just like last year, of course, everybody wants to move down. The class isn't that good. After pick number 12 or 10 or whatever, everybody is kind of in the same bunch. So people want to trade down. Nobody wants to trade up. Everybody in the mid rounds feels good about where that. So like, unless somebody comes with the Godfather offer, I don't think we'll trade in the first round. But the second round, the third round, the fourth round, he's going to be moving and grooving. Y'all know how Dan Morgan gets down. Y'all know his history. The 3 drafts we've had. Two drafts. Sorry, not 3. The 2 drafts we've had. Out of all the picks in the first 2 days, first, second, third, we had 2 thirds, of course, last year. This dude, the only pick where we really just stayed put and didn't trade, whether it was up or back, was last year, number 8 for T-Mac. That was the only time that we stayed put and made a draft pick. But even then, we were on the phone listening to an offer from the Rams. You know what I'm saying? And so he just, that's what he does, man. He moves, he shakes, he can't resist, man. He loves to trade. So I would expect the trade. We'll see what happens on night 1. I wouldn't be shocked if we trade back. I don't know if we trade up. It just depends how the board falls. But I have a feeling they're just going to let the board fall to them and make a smart pick and go BPA at 19, because I think there's a lot of options and directions they can go. And I think it's going to be chaos. So I think just being disciplined and being ready for whatever may happen is the best approach. And so just be there. Trust your board, trust your discipline, trust your preparation, and pull the trigger on night 1. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Make sure you guys get a video a thumbs up if you have not. Again, this is a live stream. We will be talking about the prospect visits. We will be breaking down film soon and very soon. If you're watching the replay, I apologize. Unless you are a member, you will not be able to see the full replay. The film breakdowns are for members only. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but it's a perk of being a member. Shout out to all the members and the love, showing support on the channel. They got an Omar Cooper Jr. film breakdown. I will not be breaking him down on this stream. They got that one for them. That's exclusive for them. But if you want the full unedited replay, because you want to talk about the NFL being on copyrights, the college football, Exo Sports, they don't play, bro. They are snipers. I'm curious to see how tonight's gonna go in terms of putting it out there. But all that being said, let's talk about visits. So as you know, Carolina, they love their pre-draft visits. Every team gets their 30 visits. Their 30 selected visits. You invite players to your facilities. They're private, typically one-on-one visits. They have to accept the invitation, but you can invite up to 30 players pre-draft. Now, if they're local, AKA they're from the Charlotte area or certain other parts, it doesn't count against your 30 count. So, or if they went to NC State, if they went to South Carolina, or they went to Wake Forest, it counts as local. Why Clemson doesn't count? Why UNC doesn't count? Why Duke doesn't count? I don't know. But if you go to any of them schools I listed previously, it doesn't count against the count. So a guy like Casey Concepcion that visited, he didn't count against the 30. Justin Jolie with the NC State, it didn't count against the 30. Back when Ike Ekwonu visited, it didn't count against the 30. All them South Carolina people we always have visiting or interested in, none of them count. None of them count. Jalen Kilgore, he visited. That he don't count against the 30. But a lot of people like to nip and tuck about what goes on with 30 visits. Some people say they mean nothing. Some people say they mean everything. The media will, and I'm not demonizing the media because technically I guess the media. The media will try to tell you that visits don't mean anything. I'm here to tell you that is a lie. They don't mean everything, but they damn sure mean something. The Carolina Panthers, your boys, when it comes to visits, they love their visits, man. They do. They do. They love them. Here's a breakdown of all the visits since Dan Morgan has been a GM in 2024. 8 out of the 15 draft, and shout out to FPFO for the breakdown. But 8 out of 15 draft picks of Dan Morgan's tenure have been used on people that took a top 30 or local visit. So 53% of the people we selected had a 30 visit. Dan Morgan went on a spiel talking about how he wants to get to know the person. He wants to see how they interact with the lunch lady, how the trash man and the locker room, the equipment manager interact with them. Do they treat the important people in the building as much as the people that are cleaning the toilets and vacuuming the locker room? What does your character look like? Dave Canales always talks about football story, football character. Figure out what makes guys tick, what motivates them. Ask why they play the game. See how much it means to them. These visits mean a lot to them. They're all about the vibes, the character, all that stuff. You know, they can't miss an opportunity for some vibes. Whether it's a local kid like Xavier Leggett, we saw even the same thing with Icky one time before. They love vibes. They love a story. That's just the way it works. But it's also used for medical checks. You get a chance to get your doctor's hands on them, not just going by what the agent said they were cleared or whoever their own surgeon was spending in there. No, you get a chance to poke and prod and get your own trainers to look at the people. And so 30 visits are very, very valuable. But look at the breakdown by day. Specifically, day 1 and 2. 100% of our day 1 draft picks, T-Mac and XL, took a visit. I think you can go all the way back. If I'm not mistaken, shout out to Edgar Salamingo, Panthers analyst on Twitter. I think you can go all the way back to Star Lotulelei. Star Lotulelei was the last player that we selected in the first round that didn't do a visit. And I think the only reason that happens is we didn't expect him to be there. So you can go all the way back, even before Dan Morgan, even before, like with Marty Herney, that other guy, he who would not be named, that got us to a Super Bowl. Got to give him credit for that. Those, like, the buck stopped then. They love to get to know these guys. Some teams don't take visits at all. But the Panthers, if they're going to do anything, they're going to make a decision like this. They are going to visit with the player, period. So again, all visits don't get reported. They don't. But a lot of them do. Agents like to get that word out. They like to put that word out to let people know that, hey, we're interested. So-and-so's doing this. So-and-so's doing that. Just like recruiting in high school. A lot of times guys don't start getting offers till the first team pulls the trigger. So when people hear agents want to put that out there to strum up interest for their own players. Some teams, they ask players not to do it because they don't want the ops to know what they're doing. The Panthers don't care. We'll see if it comes back to bite them in the butt this time around, since we're actually picking at 19 instead of 8 We'll see if somebody tries to trade up or whatever. But I just feel like it's a small sample size. But to say 5 out of 6 picks took a 30 or a local visit, the proof is in the pudding. That pudding tastes like proof. That pudding is proof flavor. It tastes like proof. And the thing is, the day 2 visit that is not a 30 visit was Nick Scorton. And it wasn't say it hasn't been confirmed or denied that he did. He could have easily visited. It just might not have been reported. But they went to his pro day. And Nick Scorton being their second round pick, I wouldn't doubt that he did a local visit. I wouldn't. It's not a coincidence. So knowing this, we can take the visit list that's been compiled and pick and choose and see, 1, what they're interested in, 2, the type of players that are in the range that they're talking about that they're interested in. Because if we know at least first round 100%, it's probably going to be somebody there. It may change this year because the board could be a little weird, but we can at least get some hints. And depending on how many visits they do on certain positions, we can also get a feel for how they're leaning. We can also get a feel of what they're looking for by the type of players that they bring in for a 30 visit, right? We get a feel for their type. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about trying to look at their data, the type, the measurables, the style of play. When you have consistent coaches and front office, they start to have tendencies and thresholds and trends and type of players that they like. We have continuity on offense and defense. Yeah, things change. You can tweak systems and stuff, but they have philosophies and they know what's required for certain players to be successful, whether it's height, whether it's arm length, whether it's a certain weight, whether it's a certain 40, whether it's a certain 10-yard dash, whether it's a certain broad jump, so we know you have the lower body power. Whether it's alignment in the shuttle to know if alignment can is agile enough to do what they need to do. So all that being said, visits mean a lot. So let's go to the visit list. Let's go to the list of visits. Here we go. And I'm hoping you guys can read this. If you're on your TV, you probably got a little bit of a better chance to. But on the left side, and shout out to my guy, Edgar. I got to give Edgar credit. I mean, me and him, we talk. But he organizes this. He keeps up with it. Shout out to Panthers.breakdown as well on Twitter. He's he keeps up with everything. He puts a graphic out. He puts a tweet out every time there's any kind of interest, whether it's a visit, whether it's a mention in the article, whether it's any kind of connection. He keeps up with those. He puts it out there. Edgar organized it. He's a school administrator. He organizes things and puts it together in a nice little pretty spreadsheet like this for your boy Dunk. I have my own list that has height, weight, speed, and all that stuff, so I can see what the minimum thresholds they are, what they're looking for, because I like to do that. I'm a numbers guy. Shout out to my accountants out there. But shout out to Edgar for putting this together. The left side pretty much has all the visits and you can see the check mark here on the right for the 30 visits, but all these are 30 visits or local visits. All these are 30 visits or local visits. So we know that these are the guys that are on the board, potentially. Now, obviously, they could bring in these guys so they want to get more information. The visit could go bad. And they're like, nah, we don't like him. We don't like him. He's a messy eater, didn't clean up after himself. Didn't shake my hands firm enough. It was a limp fish handshake. They may not like the way a guy talks. They may not like the way a guy walks. You know what I mean? So on the left side, this list is organized by the big board, the consensus big board by Pro Football Sportsnet. So it's basically in order of prospect rankings from first round, from top of the draft, from lowest to highest, I guess, or highest to lowest, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, the highest ranked person on the board that we've looked at, we met with, was 12. You can strike Makai Lemon off that. He didn't have a private visit, but we met with him. It got clarified today by Joe Person. But all that being said, 19 players on offense, 30 visits, 10 on defense. That should let you know exactly how they're feeling. All that money they spent in free agency is looking like they're going to allocate more assets to the draft on offense. That's what it's looking like. But you can see, and Edgar does a great job of ranking it by guys that will be available at pick 19, will be available at pick 51, 83. Just every pick that we have, he has it ranged out. So this is great work. Great work. Alvaro, what up, though? King Domo, what up, though? Mr. Luke Cage said that. Hold on. I'll get back to the visit. Mr. Luke Cage said that he who shall not be named had Cam making peanut butter and cabbage sandwiches in 2014. We done came a long way. Bro, and that's what I be telling these folks that don't want to pick up no O-line or no weapons. I mean, they want weapons, but no O-line. I'm like, bro, you can't, just because Bryce is slippery and can escape from some sacks, you can't just expect a 190-pound quarterback to hold up for the long haul. You can't. He one good hit away from being hurt. He's tough as nails. But I don't want to take that for granted. I want to boost up this offensive line. I do. It can be improved. It can be better, for sure. And I know there's been injuries, but everybody have injuries. We have injuries every year. That can't be an excuse. It can't. It can't. But I'm definitely not trying to have Bryce Young's time cut short. Not that severe, but because of the lack of attention to the trenches. Appreciate you, King Domo. Make sure you guys get a video thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you guys get a video thumbs up if you have not. We really appreciate it. But I'm going to take a quick break just to talk to you about, guys, my new channel sponsor, your boy. He moving on up, man. Shout out to your boy, man. Shout out to your boy. We got a sponsor. We got a sponsor, guys. We got a sponsor. Lord, we done made it through it and got a sponsor. I appreciate all the support y'all watching. It's because of y'all. So I want to tell y'all about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picking app. And it's easy to use, man. It's pretty straightforward. All you got to do is pick higher or lower on player stats, put it together. You win. Makes the game a little bit more interesting. I know y'all Hornets fans, y'all watching the play-in when it's tomorrow, Saturday, whatever it is. I would expect a bounce back from Con Knipple. If you want to be, Rookie of the Year voting is in, but if he gonna bounce back, I would expect a better game. So you can take higher on his points if you think he's gonna bounce back. If you think LaMelo, since his pockets a little light from that fine, you think he's gonna come out and hoop to try to send a message because people been talking trash about him, calling him a clown. You can take higher on him. But Prize Picks is, again, now if you use code HMA, they're gonna give you $50 instantly just for using $5 and playing around with it. Deposit $5 real dollars, they're gonna give you $50 back to use for some more. And I've been looking at the draft myself. You can talk about you can look at the draft and do some predictions as well. You can see who's gonna go in the first round, who's gonna fall out of the first round. It's fun. So shout out to Prize Picks for the channel. They'll be the channel sponsor for the near future. So again, use code HMA, play $5, get $50 instantly. America's #1 sports pick app. But yeah, sponsorship, man. Sponsorship. We're moving up, dog. I appreciate y'all's support. It means everything. All right, so back to the slides. So 30 visits. Look at this list. And I think it's interesting because The people that are slotted for our spot, look at this top name for pick 19. You got Jeremiah McCoy. That's an eye opener right there. Now, Jeremiah McCoy, we're gonna get into him a little bit later, but Jeremiah McCoy is a guy that is uber talented. Some look at him as cornerback 1, but there's a caveat. The caveat is the brother didn't play in 2025. He tore his ACL in January of 2025. And now when I say them 3 letters, some of y'all skin crawls. Some of y'all get a cold shiver down your neck. When I say them 3 letters, some of y'all get nervous. But he has had over a year and some change to heal. He is very, very talented. Had a phenomenal 2024 season. Jeremiah McCoy is easily, if he was healthy, probably cornerback 1. But so the fact that the Panthers at pick 19 brought him in for a visit says a lot to me. 1, it says that they think that he actually might be there at 19. 2, the fact that McCoy accepted the invitation means that he may be there at 19. Even he may think, because some agents, even you can listen to Deion Sanders talk about it. Deion Sanders was like, teams wanted to bring him in for visits and call him. And he was like, where are you picking at? They'd be like, we picking at number 10. Oh, I'm not visiting y'all. I'm not gonna be there for y'all. He was hanging up on folks. He wasn't even talking to them because he knew he was gonna be gone. And a lot of agents do that. They don't want their players to take any visits. And so the fact that they're considering him, 3 tells me that they wanted to get eyes on him themselves. Ran in the 4.3s at his pro day, so he seemed to be pretty daggum healthy. He also has the same off-season trainer as J.C. Horn. Him and J.C. Horn trained with the same DB coach. So there's some familiarity here. Again, I'm just piecing together the nuggets. The next thing about it is he only took 230 visits that have been reported. The Cowboys and the Panthers. Now, the Cowboys do have 2 first-round draft picks. They pick at number 12, but they also pick at number 20, the very next pick after us. And he could easily go 12, and it's like, this is a moot point. But the fact that he met with both teams shows that there has to be some interest. You bet your bottom dollar we had our doctors looking at him. We have a new trainer, and I know a lot of y'all, because of Jonathan Brooks, y'all don't even want to say the 3 letters. Y'all treat ACL like Candyman. Y'all do not want to say the term ACL 3 times because you think y'all gonna tear your own ACL if you say it too many times. Y'all are terrified of any kind of ligament injury, and I get it. But the circumstances are different. Jonathan Brooks tore his ACL in November and was trying to come back pre-draft, supposed to be back for training camp. Jeremiah McCoy tore his ACL over a calendar year ago and some change. It's been 15 months. The only reason he didn't come back during the season is because Tennessee had nothing to play for. He wasn't going to hurt his draft stock. Once they lost to Oklahoma, the college football playoff hopes, out of there. So he didn't come back. But again, there's a lot of connections. And so what is the Panthers' risk appetite for a guy coming off of an ACL injury? Has a ton of upside because, again, if everything goes according to plan, Jeremiah McCoy can come in. He can play inside. It can allow J.C. Horn to play inside. It can allow J.C. Horn to travel like y'all love to want J.C. Horn to do so bad. It would allow us to be able to play more press man coverage because I love Mike Jack. He has a great season. He's good at what he does, but he's not a press man corner. Jeremiah McCoy and J.C. Horn can play press man, both of them. So we can be a lot more aggressive on defense when you have a guy like that. Not to mention, Mike Jack is about to be 30. Not to mention, Mike Jack, it sounds like he gonna want to raise. So this could be a little bit of insurance just in case. So again, you just can't ignore Jerron McCoy. You can't. But look at the rest of them. We have, out of all the positions, you have 6 receivers. You got 3 tackles. 4 quarterbacks, and all of them are undrafted free agent type of quarterbacks. So that just lets you know what they're doing. They probably brought them quarterbacks in to put them on the board, see if they can remember a playbook or break down the defense. You even got 2 interior offensive linemen that play guard, Chase Basantis and Jalen Farmer. And then you got a free safety. You got a safety / nickel. And then you got Jalen Kilgore. And then you only got 2 defensive linemen. So again, heavy on the offense, almost twice as many offensive players brought in for visits than defense. I should let you know. That should let you know. So again, the visits mean a lot, man. They mean a lot. They mean a lot. Excuse me, 3D linemen. And Dan Morgan said it himself. He said the draft is pretty top heavy, but they have some guys that they like. They have some guys that they like. 2 tight ends as well. Y'all bringing up Falk, but Falk hasn't visited. He's a tweener. Yeah, keep Keldrick Falk away from my team. Keep him away from my team. Keep him away from my team. I'm just saying. But make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up if you have not. If you have not. Because these visits, man, they mean a lot. ACL is Mufasa. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. I think the Panthers are in a position where they can take some risk. If a guy like that falls, remember Will Johnson? Remember Will Johnson was supposed to be a top 10 pick, but they was questioning his medicals during the pre-draft process. He fell all the way to the 2nd round. All he did was get scooped up by the Cardinals and hooped. Now, I think he did get hurt during the season, but I think they were unrelated injuries. Unrelated injuries. And so stuff like that happens. That's how these good teams, that's how we end up. Well, how did the Eagles end up with this guy? How did so-and-so end up with that guy? How did so-and-so end up like, and it's because they're letting the board come to them. The thing about being at pick 19, let's talk about it. Actually, the thing about being pick number 19 versus being top 10, it's a world of a difference. Dan Morgan can play it cool how he want to, but it's different. I know personally as a fan, it's hard for me to get a feel for the board. You just don't know. It's easy to predict the top 5, top 6, 7 picks. You were a little anxious that T-Mac may go to like the Patriots potentially, but that was the only team I thought was really in danger of getting him unless somebody jumped us. But at 19, it's hard to get a feel. And I don't love any of these players, to be honest. I want Sonny Styles. I would love Sonny Styles. Can't always get what you want, unfortunately. Can't always get what you want. He ain't going to be there at 19. And I know we're not trading up for him. So it's just me talking the talk. I guess I'm talking too loud. My throat getting dry. Chicken Wang, what up, though? SC Panthers boy, what's good, brother? Stream Mean Poppy, what up, though? Yeah, 4D lineman, my bad. I missed it. Hey, K-Ham, chill. Chill. I want Sonny Styles. But you can't always get what you want, man. Can't always get what you want. But I think it's just tough. I think at this position at 19, you kind of got to just let the board come to you and be ready. Be disciplined. Have a collection of players that you're interested in on your board that you project. Run your analytics. Run your mocks on your own. Run your simulations. But just be ready. Because if a guy falls that you might not have done a visit with, but he's high on your list, shoot, pull the trigger. Again, guys fall all the time. It's always somebody that we don't know that's going to fall. I'll make a video about who I think could potentially fall. But you just never know. A lot of times it's a surprise. Again, I bring up Will Johnson. Great example. Jihad Campbell, because of that shoulder injury, he fell to the second round. The Eagles end up getting him. And so it's just different. It's different. All right. So I want to play a game. Can we play a game? Can you play a game? I want to play a game called Love It. What I'm going to call it In Love With It, Okay With It, or Hated It. Right? What I think about Caleb Downs, if Caleb Downs is on the board, I don't think he's going to fall. If Caleb Downs is on the board, I'm sprinting the card up myself. I'm running to Pittsburgh on foot from my live stream on foot. I'm running it up there on stage. And I'll be there before our time runs out. But let's just play a game called Love It, In Love With It, Okay With It, and Hated It. I'm going to put some prospects on this screen. And we're going to talk about at pick number 19. If we were to select these people, allegedly, hypothetically, would I love it? Would I be okay with it? Or would I hate it? All right? Y'all can play along too in the chat, man. Y'all can play along too. I need y'all interaction anyway. I need more water. I need to start using my fridge to put some beer in that thing. I need to put some beer in that thing. Shout out to Mr. Luke Cage. I'm going to get to the super chat really quick before we go. He said, I don't know, because if they ain't going to get Sonny, he letting the league know I packed that thing too. Yeah, I packed that thing too. You come around this way, you will get clapped. One of the best videos on the internet. Yeah, he would have to be like 12, 13, 14 for it to make sense. Appreciate you on the super chat, man. I'm drop the applause. Did I drop the applause? It's a good point, Tanner. So we're gonna be picking in the 30s next year. We need guys like OT, Edge, DT who never make it that far. Exactly. You're not going to get a tackle picking in the 30s. It's going to be tough to get a tackle picking in the 30s. It's tough. It's tough. The good tackles don't typically make it that far. Everybody need O-line, bro. Tackle is a premium position. That's kind of why I lean tackle as well. All right, so y'all ready? Let's play this game, man. Let's play this game. Again, I'm going to explain the rules one more time. I'm going to put some players on the board from pick 19 as Panthers. We're going to talk about if they made the selection, would you be in love with it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? All right, let's do it. I'm laughing, I'm smiling because I feel like this is a great idea. I feel like this is a fun game. Like I don't really be getting this is entertaining. It is entertaining to me. I wanted to play together. I was excited to be able to play this with y'all. All right. First player up, Kenyon Sadiq. He has been put in a lot of mock drafts and projections to the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, obviously, they could use a tight end. I'm not even going to front to y'all. They could use a tight end. They could use a tight end. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. Tommy Tremble, he all right, but he ain't it. JT Sanders, I don't know if it was a neck injury or losing weight, but he don't like it. Mitchell Evans, he's solid. But we don't know what is his upside. They could definitely use some juice in that tight end room. But should the Carolina Panthers decide to choose Kenyon Sadiq at number 19, I would hate it. I would hate for the Carolina Panthers to select a tight end of Kenyon Sadiq's caliber in the first round. To me, tight ends are one of the positions that is almost a crapshoot in terms of finding gems. Of course, you can find guys in the 3rd, 4th round, the Kelseys, the Kittles of the world. You can go in the 2nd round and get tight ends. Tucker Kraft was a 2nd rounder. Athleticism is key, and I like the big guys. But I think that if you select a tight end in the 1st round, they need to be one of them ones. A Colston Loveland, a Tyler Warren, a Brock Bowers, somebody that you can run the offense through and count on them to create separation and be a high volume target and safety blanket. In our offense, we don't even use the tight end. Now, that could be because of ability. That could be because of the quarterback. But that could also be because of the talent not being good as well. Like, the talent could not be bad, so they don't deserve targets. Canales may not be in the playbook. But to me, Kenyon Sadiq was the 3rd option on his own college team. The production wasn't off the charts. The athleticism is elite, but he's 6'3", 245. You know who else is 6'3", 245? JT Sanders. You know who else is 6'3", 245? Tommy Tremble. Obviously, they're not built and look like this. They don't have the capri pants or the biker shorts with the guns out like that. Tommy Tremble's put together pretty solid, but he ain't built like this. This dude is a specimen. I'm not going to lie. He ran 4.3. The athleticism is off the charts. But notice how the brother didn't do any lateral drills, like cone drills, because the lateral quickness and ability is just a little to me. The ability to break tackles, it's okay. It's okay. But he's not a big target. He's not going to be able to dominate and body defensive backs. 6'3", 245 is just undersized for a tight end. I just don't see him as that can't miss high volume, typical tight end that we've seen come out. You can find some tight end gems later. You can say, we haven't been able to do it. So if it was that easy, we would have done it. Touche. But that don't mean that he gonna do it. I'm getting OJ Howard vibes from this guy. I am. OJ Howard was bigger, and he wasn't sub 4'4", but he's a great athlete. He was bigger and was a great athlete for his size. And so I just don't see the separation. I don't see the precision route running. I don't. And using it at 19, he needs to be one of them ones. Have I seen the scramble drill? I haven't seen the scramble drill. I'm not going to lie. But I just look at the route running, the block. He's competitive blocker, but nothing special. Again, he doesn't have the size factor that a lot of these tight ends like Warren or Loveland did last year. And so it almost feels like a luxury pick if you go at 19 and almost a throwaway. So if they selected him, I'm hating it. I'm hating it. Good discussion. Good discussion. I like where the chat going. I like where the chat going. Yeah, said people have been influenced by the success of Bowers, Tyler Warren, and Colston Loveland. But there are just as many Evan Ingrams and Hayden Hurst as those guys. I mean, how you feel about Dalton? Was Dalton Kincaid a first rounder? Was Dalton Kincaid a first rounder? I don't know. But Sam Laporta is a good tight end. He was a second round pick. So it's I'm not with it. I hate it. Next up, Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. Yes, the rare and mythical white defensive back. Shout out to the Caucasian DBs out there, brother. This dude is an athlete. This dude's an athlete. I'm not going to lie. We sticking with the Oregon roster again, another Oregon Duck. If Dylan Thieneman was selected at pick number 19, would you love it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? Let me know down below in the chat. Dylan Thieneman. If they were to take Dylan Thieneman, I would be okay with it, man. I'm not going to lie. I would be okay with it. And here's why. This dude brings a lot of versatility to the table. Very experienced. Plays some free safety. I know a lot of y'all got this obsession with getting Nick Scott up out the paint. This is a guy that can do that. He can play free safety. He can roll down to the box. His tackling can be a little bit iffy at times, but it's more so because he's like a try-hard than just being a sloppy tackler. Like sometimes he'll just throw himself around in there or go in a little bit too hot, more so than anything. But he has the skills. He showed he could play the middle of the field as that deep safety back at Purdue. He showed a lot more versatility in the scheme-wise, which is what our safeties need to do. We do a lot of rotations. We do a lot of mixing and matching coverages and disguising. He can do all of that. What is his ceiling? I don't know. But the athleticism is there. I think the football IQ is there as well. I would be okay with it. And the only reason I'm okay and not love is because there's some other things that I think you can do later. You can get a free safety, I think, later in this draft that may not be able to start day one over Nick Scott, but you can do some things with them, and they can bring some stuff to the table that I like in terms of being that middle of the field deep safety that I get better value. And again, safety is not a premium position. But Dylan Thieneman is a guy that I'll be okay with. He's good. I think he's going to be a very, very solid pro. Will shore up that secondary. Will be reliable. And I think he can get on the field very, very early. He checks a lot of boxes. I mean, this guy's a good football player. I'd be shocked if he's there at 19, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna be there. My gut tells me he's not gonna be there. That's my gut. But I would be okay with it. I'll be okay with it. Another free safety I like is AJ Halsey, and we're gonna look at his film today. After we get done with this, we're going into film. KC Concepcion. The C for KC is for Concepcion. Like, his name is Kevin Concepcion. Would you be in love with it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? If KC Concepcion was the pick, I would be okay with it. KC Concepcion would be the third wide receiver selected by the Carolina Panthers in a row. Xavier Legette hasn't really given us that yak or that deep threat that we've needed. He hasn't really developed yet. He's going to get a chance still. But this guy, KC Concepcion, brings something to the wide receiver room that the Carolina Panthers do not currently have. That's quickness, that's acceleration, that's yards after catch, that's ability to have small plays that go into big plays, and ability to consistently separate on all three levels. The only knock on him is his hands and his kind of ability in contested catch situations, because he's just not a demonstrative bodied receiver. But we hopefully got somebody like that in T-Mac, and we know Coker can get it done as well. Big, strong receiver. I think the guy is going to be a stud. He can return punts, so he shores up that situation. That way we don't have our guy fumbling punts in the playoff game, potentially costing us a chance to advance past the wild card round. Getting Trevor Etienne off from back there. And this guy, we're going to look at his film too a little bit pretty soon. But the only knock on him would be the hands and being consistent there. I personally think that it's a fundamental issue. But when you make big plays, we can live with the drops. I don't think it's a non-factor like some people try to make it. The people that love him, they say that the drops are a non-factor. The people that hate him, they don't want anything to do with them because of his hands. It's no hot and cold. You know? And so I would be okay with it. I would be better if we traded back, got like an extra third round pick and selected him. But I would understand that they want to just sit there and get their guy. He's a local kid, of course. He's from the Charlotte area. Y'all know how it goes with these guys picking local people. But KC Concepcion, he's a good player as well. So you get that ETN hate out my heart. Look, man. That playoff game, bro, it had a chance to be one of the best games I've ever attended. But again, if we're going to get Concepcion, I would love to trade back and get value, and I would love it. It's just picking a wide receiver 3 who may have wide receiver 2 upside, but I believe in Jalen Coker. But just picking a wide receiver 3 that's going to be, I know we run a lot of 11 personnel, so we have 3 wide receivers on the field a lot. It just feels like, yucky. It feels yucky doing that, right? But again, he brings a skill set that we don't have and that we definitely need. We definitely need easy buttons for Bryce Young. That way we ain't got to do 10, 12 play drives and go for it on 4th down every time to get touchdowns. We can get guys that can get chunk plays. So I get it. I would be okay with it. Next up, Omar Cooper Jr. Love it, hate it, okay with it. At 19, I would be okay with it, man. It would be even more yucky than picking KC Concepcion, because you can definitely trade back, in my opinion, and get Cooper. I think it's a little bit fluid who's going to be wide receiver 3 or 4, but I'll be willing to take that risk if I can get an extra third. An extra third is going to be able to get us a starting center. In this draft, you can get a starting center in this draft in the 3rd, or another D lineman in the rotation, but you can definitely get a center in the third round. So being able to trade back to get an extra third in this class is a starter. That's a starter. But I would be okay with it. He's a separator, not a supreme athlete. He's dependable with hands, and in contrast to KC Concepcion, he's tough after the catch, not as explosive in terms of a big play threat, but he fights for yards. He breaks tackles. He's a tough guy. If you are a member of the channel, you already seen my film breakdown. Cam say he heard DJ say he heard more about second than the first. Me too. I don't think I've heard that he won't be a top 20 type of guy, so he's a prime trade back guy. So again, if you trade back, I'll be even more okay with it. I don't know what would it take for me to get to Love. I don't think picking him in the first, I can ever get to Love. I don't think I can get to Love on him. I don't hate the player, like the player, but a first round pick, it's just tough, man. It's hard for me to see us picking a wide receiver 3 and feeling okay with it. Yeah, Casey and Cooper would be second round picks in normal drafts. So I would be just okay with it. I would feel yucky, but I'd probably get over it once I see him catching passes. Because we got to get this offense better, guys. That's the biggest idea. Like the defense is improved, but the offense got to come on. Yeah, we got to fight to justify pick this trade back. And that's the thing. You got to find somebody that want to trade up. Next up. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety from Toledo at 19. Would you love it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? I'm here to tell you right now, if we select Emmanuel McNeil Warren at 19, I hate it and I might just crash out. And it has nothing to do with him as a player. This brother can ball. He's physical. He's versatile. He's got ball production. He flashes a little bit of range. He can line up in the box and play and run it. He can fill the alley. Not very great in man coverage or so like that, but the brother can play ball. But if the Carolina Panthers select him, he does not solve our Nick Scott problem. I do not want him playing in the middle of the field that often. He lined up deep as in free safety 28% of the time in college. Nick Scott lined up at deep safety 69%. There's just different skill sets and requirements. Not saying that he's a dollar for dollar comparison to Trey Moehrig, but they would be deployed in similar ways. I think if you draft an Emmanuel McNeil Warren, it's more of an indictment on a Lathan Ransom than it would be on a Nick Scott. I just don't think you want to draft a guy like Emmanuel McNeil Warren and have him that far away from the action, playing deep safety. Can he do it from time to time? Yeah. But I don't want him that far away from the box. I want him up close in the action, mixing it up. I think the Element is a much better fit. Again, if you're looking to get Nick Scott up out the paint, you need a guy like the Element more than Emmanuel McNeil Warren. That's just me. So if we were to select him at 19, I would hate it. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So he got a nasty peanut punch. If we got him and J-Rod, the balls would be flying. Pause. I'm just messing. Next up, Caden Proctor, left tackle from the University of Alabama. If the Carolina Panthers selected him at pick 19, would you be in love with it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? Let me know down below in the comments. As for me, I used to be okay with it, but now I think I hate it, man. I think I hate it. And a lot of it has to do with the weight. I don't mind having a mammoth offensive line. I want to be able to have a group that can finally get downhill, block, bully guys in the trenches. Damian Lewis having a running mate to throw and get pancakes left and right. We would be able to fold that left side of the line of scrimmage like a paper airplane. But the prognosis, I say prognosis, but the projection of guys over 350 pounds playing the offensive line is just not good. They're saying he had weight issues. They're saying he was probably almost 400 pounds during the season, and he had to work his way back into shape. I don't want to question nobody's character because I don't know the dudes like that, and I'm sure they just be throwing mud. But they said that there's maturity issues about him being able to handle himself in terms of the weight. And so being over 350 pounds is just it's a red flag to me. It is. And I like this guy. I like his game. He's not going to be a second rounder. If we were to trade back and they had a plan for him, then maybe I feel okay. But if you're taking him at 19, at his current state, I think I hate it. I don't care how many screens he can catch. I don't care if you can put him in the wildcat to do short yardage. The athleticism is off the charts. I understand. But the weight issues are curious to me. Do you let him fail at left tackle, kick him to right tackle next year if Mo is gone? Or do you kick him inside and let one of them expensive guards walk? I don't know. Some people don't think he gets past Detroit. Some people say he's a top 15 pick. J47 says that screens Dan Campbell. Yeah, Penei Sewell, you know what I'm saying? Big body vibes. I get it. But if it's Proctor, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, one more. Jermod McCoy, cornerback from the University of Tennessee. If the Carolina Panthers were to select Jermod McCoy at pick number 19, would you be in love with it? Would you be okay with it? Or would you hate it? Let me know down below in the comments. Now, we talked about Jermod McCoy. Tore his ACL in January 2025. Is still, by some, cornerback one if healthy. You can debate it. Some people think Mansour Delane is that guy regardless. If you have the risk appetite for guys that have questions on their injury, these are the type of guys that fall, that we talk about, that you don't expect to be there, that are top 10 players. I think Dan Brugler has him as the number 12 player, according to The Athletic. These are the type of guys that as a playoff team, they ended up getting the number one quarterback in the draft. We didn't expect it to happen, but it happened. These are the type of guys that they fall to you that you didn't expect, and you may abort your plan. Somebody mentioned Jordan Tyson. That's the type of guy as well, that you abort your original plan. Yeah, we need a yak guy, but if a guy like Jordan Tyson was the fall, who has his own medical issues, but is looked at as wide receiver one, falls in your lap, sometimes you got to change the plans. We don't need a linebacker, but if, Lord forbid, Sonny Styles fell to 19, we will be selecting Sonny Styles. We figure the rest out later. That's what the beauty of taking best player available is. That's the beauty of handling your business in free agency. Now, let's get back to McCoy, because the injuries are, again, ACL. Those three letters are like saying Candyman to this fan base. Y'all hate it. Y'all are scared of it. Y'all are afraid of it. Y'all don't want anything to do with it. Y'all avoid it like the plague. But again, if this guy is healthy and he clears their medical concerns, if he is on the board, I love this pick. And this is with the caveat of him, and I still have risk appetite as well. If he's going to be ready, he's clear, he's good to go. I love this pick. It allows us to play press man coverage with both of our corners now with him and J.C. Horn. I talked about him and J.C. Horn having the same offseason defensive back trainer. Mike Jackson going and he's getting about to be 30 here soon. Not necessarily a press man corner. He's great at what he does. Came off a career year, but it sounds like he's going to want more money. This is long-term insurance. Not only that, you got two guys between him and JC that can play inside and out. You can let JC travel if you want to. This is a type of player that you don't expect to fall into your lap, but they had a visit with him, so somebody knows something. If he's the pick, I love it. If he is able to clear those medical concerns, I love it. I love it. Somebody saying Everett won't play press. If we got two press corners, he will. If we got two press man corners, we will play it a lot more. We're not going to play it all the time. But Jermod, he has the versatility to be able to play off as well. Yeah, the Saints get Sonny Styles, bro. Oh, we riot. We riot. But I think they go on offense because they think they got them a quarterback now, so they're gonna try to go all in. So they're gonna go offense. I think they're going Tyson. I think the Saints are going Tyson. Personally. All right. That was fun. That was the last one. All right. Let's do it, man. It's time to get into some tape. So the first person that's going to be up is we're going to look at Casey Concepcion. He can play. He can play. Again, the PBUs, the interceptions, the arm study. And the arm length. That's it. I was reading the comments. He brings everything, man. Yeah, we just watched Stooks. We just finished watching Stooks. He's the top of a my guy list. So again, 5 guys tonight from the 30 visit list. We did love it or hate it. Love it okay or hated it. That was a fun game. But next we'll get some more. Get my next final mock draft coming out next week. It's late. So I'm about to get ready to wrap this thing up. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the support. Again, if you want to see the Omar Cooper Jr. film breakdown, make sure you become a member. If you're watching the replay squad, make sure you become a member so you can get the unedited replay with all the film breakdowns. 5 breakdowns. Whew, that's a lot. So I appreciate you guys hanging with me that did hang with me. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Yeah, Stooks can do it all. Again, the only thing about Stooks is the injury history, and he's old. Stooks was on the visit list. He was. I'll pull it up, actually. Stooks was on the visit list. You can see. It's probably easier on this side. I thought. Oh, yeah, there he is. Underneath Halsey. Yeah, Stooks is on the list. We visited with him. That's why I know they want this type of guy. They want a nickel. They brought in Kilgore. Kilgore is similar, but Kilgore, I don't think Kilgore he's a better athlete. He's a little bit better athlete maybe, but I don't think Kilgore, in theory, his versatility is good, but I think people are trying to cherry pick off the Nick Eamon-Warry hype. He can do some things, but I like Stooks over Kilgore all day. I don't think it's close in terms of playing nickel. I don't think it's close. I think the ball skills are better. I think he has more versatility in terms of coverage. I think it's Stooks all day. But Stooks, he was born on 9/11/2001. He will be 25 when the season starts. So he's an older guy. Again, he was a walk-on, so he redshirted, and then he tore his ACL. So, and then of course during COVID, you get extra time. So he spent 6 years in college. He went from a walk-on to a captain. So the only knocks on Stooks is his age and the fact that he had that ACL injury in 2024. And so you got to make sure you're okay with that. But this is a guy I see being able to help us from day one. Yeah, if you get him in the second round, he may be 29 by the time it's time for an extension, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm getting old too. He's born 9/11/2001. Crazy. I think Stooks, if you had to pick between Stooks and AJ to be your full-time free safety, I would go with Halsey. Stooks is a guy that can be in that middle of the field when you need to. He can play split safety, I think, phenomenally. I think if you put him at split safety, he's phenomenal. I would love to have him in the nickel as a starter, to put him in that area to guard slot receivers and tight ends too. But he gives you that versatility to be able to do everything. If you want versatility, you got Stooks. I think Stooks has the range. To be able to play safety. He has the speed, obviously. You see the ball skills over the top. If you want a guy that's more experienced playing safety, that may not be able to give you that man coverage factor, you go with AJ. So again, ball hawk. They're both ball hawks or ball magnets. Ball magnets. But Halsey is that gambler. He's the middle of the field. He's the enforcer. He's a big hitter. He's that more traditional free safety, middle of the field, ball hawk guy. Stooks is the new wave. He can play free safety. I wouldn't do him full time there because I feel like you're wasting his skills. Some people may look at him as a straight up safety. But at the fact that we need a nickel, I think I would start him there. And if you want to project him to free safety to get Nick Scott up out the paint, you can do that. But I think if we draft him, it's more of an indictment on a Shaw Smith-Wade than a Nick Scott. That's my opinion. Because Shaw Smith-Wade is the nickel. But again, age could be a factor. They said that age ain't everything, but it's something. But it ain't a deal breaker for them.
I don't think they'll take that.
But
here.
also, again,
Of course they take Discover. It's accepted in 99% of places.
99%?
so again,
I didn't know
injury in
that.
2024.
Stuck in the past, baby.
You're the
team
one who
captain.
owns
So
13
again,
pairs of parachute
redshirt
pants.
his first
Well,
year.
fashion is cyclical.
2021, he led
They'll
the
be
team.
back.
7 pass breakups.
Right?
2022, played 11 games.
Hopefully.
3
Discover
tackles
is
for losses,
accepted in
1 pick,
99%
5
of places
PBUs. So
nationwide.
again, he's
Earn
getting
cash
hands
back
on
at
a lot
all.
of passes. In 2023, he was all Pac-10.
Thumped
Honorable
him.
mention.
Stooks can run. He can really run on
4
tape. We'll see how he
TFLs, 9
runs here in the
PBUs
40.
and a pick. Last year when T-Mac was there, he only played
He
4
looks
games.
like he's rolling.
He had 2 PBUs.
Oh, man.
2 tackles for loss, 2.5 tackles for losses. He has some experience playing outside corners.
What the
as
heck,
well.
Daniel?
He's legit fast. Hope he's okay. Look like he was a little bit hobbled there at the end. Hopefully he's all right.
Gun to my head. I'm
Thumped him.
probably picking
Stooks can run. He can really run on tape. We'll see how he runs here in the 40.
Either one of them.
He
I
looks
need
like
one
he's
of them
rolling.
in process blue.
Oh, man.
I need one of the 2 of those guys in process blue. Because I'm honestly trying to get
What the
these
heck,
nickel
Daniel?
back tonight.
He's legit fast. Hope he's okay. Look like he was a
I
little
can
bit
live
hobbled there at the end. Hopefully he's all right.
If I get me a nickel. That's just me. But all right, guys, make sure the
We got
draft
this old
party will be
mattress.
next Thursday. We'll
And
drop
the
more
receipt.
videos
How about you
before
beat it
then,
with
of
a better
course.
deal
I'll
on
try
one
to
of
get a
these
live
for
stream before
setups?
then, but we'll be streaming all 3
we can't
days.
do that.
Verizon does. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal.
You're not
You know
as
what
cool as
I'm
Verizon.
So,
I'm just gonna leave it.
wow. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was playing in the background. My iPad. I was sharing the iPad and I was looking at his highlights. But again, I love the player. I love the player. Draft party is next week. Doing giveaways. Should be good now. I unplugged it. but let me know if it's still going wrong. All right, my bad. Yeah, my iPad was hooked in. I use my iPad when I'm breaking down film, and when you go to NFL.com, they automatically play videos. I hate it, but it is what it is. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.